I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. From State Farm Arena, tonight it's the Atlanta Hawks taking on the Detroit Pistons. The opening tip corralled by the Hawks. They've got it first as we're underway in Atlanta. Jay, I'm going to say that you don't know this, but since 1980, the Hawks have drafted only 4 players to have appeared in the All-Star game. Doc Rivers, Kevin Willis, Al Horford, and Jeff Teague.
Well, how about a guy named Dominique Wilkins? I'm sorry.
Oh, well, interesting that you'd ask. Dominique Wilkins was actually selected by the Utah Jazz. Blake Griffin at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 68%. Free throw's good. A three-point play. And with that, they go up by 3. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Pistons have it. Can't connect.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
Trae Young to Kevin Huerter. Shot clock winding down. Going to launch beyond the arc. And he buries it. Jay upping the ante from beyond the arc.
Look, that shot was going up regardless of what the defender was trying to do. That's called a heat check.
Jackson. You talk about forcing things up. Too much pressure that time.
See, the defender did a really good job. He stayed down. He didn't go and bite for all the head fakes. He waited until the last second to contest that shot. Way to know the scouting report.
To Trae Young. Has a chance. Shot won't go. Jackson with it. Down 2. That pass stolen by the Hawks.
Now push it. Let's attack in transition so we can build this lead.
Jackson. To Griffin. Oh, look out. Blake Griffin. 2 for 2. That's what you want. Simply put, can you build a franchise around Blake Griffin right now?
No, not right now. I think he's starting to get to the latter part of his career. I think he could be a key cog in a championship team, but just not the main guy.
Nice pass to set things up.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Jackson to Luke Kennard. And the 2. The finish at the rim for Drummond.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
It's the Hawks with the basketball. Trae Young to Kevin Huerter.
2 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
To Trae Young. Has a look. Deep 2 there. Won't go. Nice touch around the basket with the tip. Now the Pistons going to use a timeout as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point basketball game. Changes coming from both sides right now.
Substitutions, Detroit.
Ish Smith to Griffin. Knocks it down from mid-range.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Number 23, Blake Griffin.
Here comes the screen. Trae Young to Carter.
Hey, you got the screen right, screen right, screen right.
Five to shoot for Atlanta. Short jumper stays out.
And it's never a great thing when you're talking to yourself the entire next possession about the shot you just missed. Now you know you're in that player's head mentally.
Ish Smith to Griffin. Nothing going here on that drive. Oh, look out. Blake Griffin. 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
I get tired of hearing guys say, I was there, I contested a shot, I pretty much had a hand in his face. Well, no, you have to change up the game. If a guy is right-handed, he is right eye dominant. Get that hand over his right eye, block his vision. That'll enhance his chances of missing the shot.
Fires the three. No good. Ish Smith around the perimeter to Griffin. Trying to cash in and scores, plus the foul. You have to respect every part of his game. Blake Griffin going to the line for a chance at 3. Blake Griffin trying to cash in on the three-point play. Hasn't missed yet. Free throw good to finish off the three-point play. The lead is up to 5.
I'm here. I got ball.
20-footer at the buzzer. That's the end of the period. The Pistons with the lead. Good start to this one. After 1 quarter play, on to the second period. Jay, neither team was able to get control to start this one.
Yeah, both teams have came out. They played with great energy, and they've also done an excellent job of establishing their own tempo. They have to make sure they have to push through that and do more of that in the second quarter.
From the outside, no good.
See, when good shooters catch, they just shoot. When bad shooters catch, they become hesitant, reluctant. That's the first sign of a guy that doesn't have confidence.
Ish Smith fires the three, knocks it down. Defender has to get there next time.
But it was how he created the shot. As a defender, there's a tendency to stand up when you stare at the ball. Offensive player recognized that, continuously moved without the ball. Bang, that's how he set it up.
Trae Young to Carter. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Big shout out to the athletic trainer for this team. It's obvious you've been doing all the preparation required of your team in the weight room in the offseason. Flex on them a little bit.
There's the toss. Throws it down off the alley-oop pass. Jay, they make it look so easy.
Yeah, but it's really not that easy. And as a passer, if your pass is just a fraction too early or a fraction too late, that throws the whole play off. The timing of this has to be impeccable.
To Trae Young. Nothing going here on that drive. Add 2 points to the board.
And whether you're moving north or south or east or west, you got to be able to keep pace with the ball carrier and most importantly, stay in his chest. That's on the defender. It's way too early to be fatigued.
They have to keep him in their grasp.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jogging back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
Has a chance. Off the mark. Ish Smith down to Griffin. Oh, look out. Blake Griffin. It's like he's shooting into the ocean. He has not missed.
Old school equals high percentage.
Whistle stops play. Timeout here for Atlanta as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Trae Young. Down low Collins. And a throwdown.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. To Reggie Jackson. Drummond. The jab step opens up space to knock down the jumper.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
To Trae Young. Drummond snares the rebound. Jackson with it. The lead is 11. To Smith. Reggie Jackson. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
That's usually one that he'll knock down. The follow won't go either. Andre Drummond with the block. It's Detroit's ball. And the finish. Jay, Euro stepping for two.
It was gorgeous. I love the way he shows you the ball, then cradles it and lays the ball in as smooth as butter.
Whistle stops play, and we'll get a timeout here for Detroit as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter.
Buy 4 tickets before the end of today's game, and you'll receive an exclusive discount.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes.
Into the game.
Ish Smith to Jackson. Dwayne Dedman snatching it out of the air.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
To Trae Young. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
The possession in favor of Detroit. To Smith. Screen coming.
Oh, yeah, go by.
Ish Smith to Reggie Jackson.
Right.
Shot clock to 4 for the Pistons. Stuffs it down with authority. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul. He'll let one fly from half court. Time expires to end the first half. The Pistons have the lead.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jalen Rose, and this is your EA Sports Halftime Report. The Pistons are feeling comfortable at the halfway mark. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the Detroit Pistons. The Hawks have dug themselves a bit of a hole after 2 quarters. They don't have a single player that can claim double figures in scoring. These are the guys getting buckets for the Atlanta Hawks.
Game track. Bench points.
The Atlanta Hawks were not given a chance to relax in that opening half. Even when the starters were on the bench, the reserves were maintaining the lead and earning their playing time.
Player of the half.
Blake Griffin did a great job of reading the defense and exploiting the opportunities where he can make the most damage. He's definitely feeling it.
Who was gold?
No one wants to be picked for this segment, but he couldn't avoid it. Maybe he'll turn things around in the second half. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Fellas, back to you.
All set to go here in the second half. The third quarter is underway. Pistons ball here. Ish Smith.
Screen's coming. Here it is.
Deep left corner. Down to 5 on the 24. Kennard shot off the mark. The big fella, Andre Drummond. Very efficient and making an impact. He's 3 for 3.
And it's so deflating for the defense when you pick up right exactly where you left off at halftime. That's the kind of energy you need.
The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Ish Smith. To Luke Kennard. Screen coming. He was smothered and still gets it to go down.
He's been doing this for years, the physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Everybody pick up, D up.
Kennard to Drummond. Nice pass to get things going.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Here's Atlanta. Here comes the screen.
Screen left.
Probing the defense. Trey Young to Kevin Herter. Here's a chance from long range. Trey Young bothered just enough there.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Ish Smith to Luke Kennard. To Smith. Beyond the arc for 3. Off the mark. No good. Trey Young to Kevin Herter. Here comes the screen. From long range. It's no good. Shots not going down.
Defense, let's go. Make him swing.
Ish Smith to Drummond. Runner here won't go down.
I got him.
Here comes the screen. To Trey Young. Nothing going here on that drive. Trey Young. Kicks it around the perimeter to Kevin Herter. Lets it fly from long range. Not that time. He missed it. Another shot won't go either.
It's because he took his eye off his target, Ed. As an offensive player, you have to glare at where the defender's coming to, but quickly redirect yourself to your actual target. He was more consumed with the defender than he was the actual rim.
To Drummond. The big fella, Andre Drummond. He's now 5 for 6.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Trey Young. Easy path to the rim.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
Jackson to Smith. And the two. The finish at the rim for Drummond.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
Blake Griffin, huge block. Jackson with it. Shot clock turned off as they try to extend the lead. Here comes the screen. Now a steal by Atlanta.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
That ends the third quarter with the Pistons way out in front. Hawks with the basketball to start this fourth quarter. They're looking up at a big margin. And that, Jay, shouldn't come as a surprise to many.
Well, for them to have a chance to win, I'm glad they brought their A game in their backpacks here to the arena, but that's not enough. They need their A-plus game, and they need to execute down the stretch. You need to throw everything in the bag at them in order to win this game.
Here comes the screen. Jackson. To Smith. Wide open look, won't go.
I don't know why he rushed that shot. He was wide open. Take your time.
Trae Young. Screen coming. Count the basket.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Jackson with it. His team on top by 13. To Drummond. Short jumper stays out. To Trae Young. Knocks it down from mid-range.
If you're coaching against this player, you have to throw some big traps, some big schemes. How are you making this player think instead of just naturally reacting?
Jackson to Smith. Down low for Griffin. Around the perimeter. Ish Smith. He struggled just a little bit. 2 for 5.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Rebound pulled in by the Pistons. Griffin to Jackson. 4-3. Defense was ready. Reggie Jackson unable to hit. Dwayne Dedmon tips it.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Reggie Jackson, 3 for 6 now.
Oh, don't see the read, be the read.
Now the Hawks coach gonna call a timeout as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the fourth quarter. New blood coming in for both sides. Trae Young. Gets toughness right there. Physical inside. Gets it to go.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
2 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Ish Smith to Drummond. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. Trae Young goes to the left side. For three, Herter can't connect that time. Right now, the Pistons have the basketball. Kennard to Griffin. Short jumper off the mark.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
To Luke Kennard. Down to Griffin. Using the post to his advantage there and the finish at the rim.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in a defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Trae Young. Lets it fly from beyond the arc.
That reach was just about a second off. He got his hand in there a little bit quicker. That would have been a steal.
Just enough imbalance. First try at the line, no good. Second free throw off the mark. Still one to come. And he comes up completely empty. 0 for 3. Pistons have it. Gets to the basket and scores.
I don't think these kind of shots are tough for Trae Young. You see, he's always been the smallest guy on the court, so he's had to finish through the trees. He's a lot tougher than he gets credit for.
Doesn't have the touch. No good.
Misses happen. Don't put your head down. Let that motivate you in the defensive end. Use it for something positive.
Trae Young. Andre Drummond rejects it.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
And too much contact.
His timing was a tad bit off.
That's his first personal foul.
First one, count it. And gets both to drop at the line. Deep three at the buzzer. The Pistons are the winners as they win this one handily. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
is Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Pistons won this matchup with a significant margin. The scoring display they put on is going to be hard to forget. It's hard to imagine anyone doesn't come away impressed with how effectively they score their points. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Detroit Pistons. The Hawks are no longer suffering through what was a big-time blowout.
And every team in this league loses games. You just don't want to lose them like this. I can already see a players-only meeting in their future.
Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Atlanta Hawks.
Game track. Rebounds.
The Atlanta Hawks lost the battle for rebounds, and in turn, they ended up losing the game. You won't find too many people who are surprised when they hear that combination.
Player of the game.
Andre Drummond
Put together an incredible game, highlighted by his amazing defense. Not many guys come up with this many blocks and steals.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. Here are the top 3 plays from the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
See y'all next time. Jalen Rose signing out.